Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And unfortunately today our old friend in South Africa, load shedding, is back. So I'm going to scramble through a reading. It's going to be quite a long reading, just one reading, a Celtic cross, and then rush away to cook dinner before lights out for us here where I live. And I have quite a few things I want to look at. For instance, why they have a doctor with them, and what Lady C is talking about when she says things are going on behind the scenes that she won't reveal while the terrible two are in Europe. She's waiting for them to get back to Montecito before she tells us what she knows about what the royal family might be doing to curb the faux royaling by Harry and Meghan. Doesn't want to let the cat out of the bag while they are around in the UK, and perhaps can stage something of a resistance to whatever is going on. So anyway, there are things brewing in the background, things that I am aware of, you are aware of, but because it's going to be lights out for me soon, and has been is looking pretty grumpy, I thought, let's just look at his state of mind and see how he's doing in this full royal tour that seems all pretense, all staged, all forced. There wasn't even a veteran looking type of a person there in Germany when they walked the red carpet. She is sort of almost indecently dressed. Can she not wear a jacket? And he looking surly when she put her hand on his back. That NLP, in my opinion, gesture to remind him, controlling him to get out of the way because she had to go first and meet the dignitaries first. He ignored her. He looked very surly at her event in Manchester. So let's see what's going on with him. He does remember to smile for the cameras when she nudges him and she reminds him. Oh, let's tell you what deck I have. It's a dark tarot. It's the Tarot of the Abyss. There it is. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to look at him, see how he's doing. I have already shuffled. I'll just shuffle a little bit more. We're going to see how he's doing, what's going on behind the scenes with him, how he's getting on with her, how he feels being a fake royal, really, on this fake tour. All very staged, all very see-through. A lot of people criticizing them, and of course they were there on not a private jet but a German Air Force jet. Oh my. And people are ridiculing them for that. Nothing they do is right at the moment. One more shuffle. And so we're going to do a Celtic cross and look at it. One of my usual tweaked Celtic crosses. I think about these things before I discuss it with what I call universe, and write the questions down for those of you who are new. And thank you for joining, and thank you for helping this channel to grow. I do appreciate it. And it does help other people too, just by the way. We might talk about that in the future. We'll see. But Celtic cross coming up in my tiny space. Squish these cards in as best I can and see how Has-Been is doing. Back in his old haunts, but however glamorous it might seem, or she might think it is, how does he really feel in himself? Is he really that comfortable with what is going on? And we get the Six of Pentacles coming up as the underlying energy. That's the charity card. So they are there to do their humanitarian stuff, to be seen as charitable, Archie well, Invictus, you name it, well child, all of that stuff. So there they are, the benefactors, the great and the good, who are reaching out to the poor and for their noble causes and for their Netflix documentary. So it's very clear that this is all about charity, and let's put that in inverted commas, because the One World thing that they went to is not really a charity. It is described as a charity, but really it's an organization for developing people along a certain line of thought, grooming them. I don't mean grooming in the sense of sexual exploitation, but grooming them to fit a certain narrative, belong to a certain group of people. Let's remind you that this is a tarot reading, and this is for entertainment purposes, and this is all just speculation, opinion, gossip, And there is a disclaimer in the box below, and there is another card that I'm being drawn to, another underlying energy, the second one down, the Six of Cups. That's the past, memory. And I'm going to misquote it, so I won't. But the Marcel Proust book comes to mind. Harry in the leading role of going back to his past, in search of his past. Interesting. We'll put it away and we'll stick with the Six of Pentacles. Heart of the matter, from Has-Been's point of view. Heart of the matter, Seven of Wands, having to defend himself. Feeling that he's being attacked. And of course, if he opens a newspaper and sees the headlines, he is being attacked. And rightly so, in my opinion. People have a lot to say about what is going on. About the ridiculous fact that they have a doctor with them. That they are flying with the Luftwaffe to Germany. That they look all crumpled and bedraggled. And he looks surly. Plenty of stuff going on that isn't flattering to the Harkles right now. It must be pretty tough to be Harry right now, and to have to resist and fight back and defend himself and defend his space. It's always the higher ground. This sort of warrior-like figure is making his stand here. He's picked his hill to die on. And his hill is pretending to be charitable. And I say pretending because that is my opinion. They are pretending. This is a huge pretense, in my opinion. There is no discernible consequence of their charitable endeavors that I can see with my eyes. I can see a little bit of a drip here and a packet of crisps there, and a lemon cake sent off to someone over there. But real substantial help to anyone? Nope. And Invictus Games in particular has lost money in the past year. So not going well for him, and he is on the defensive. He's on the back foot here. What's the challenge for him? What's the difficulty? What is causing him problems? Another 7 and the 7 of Swords at the exposure card. Wrongdoing that is exposed. Very interesting. We've got 6s. He is at 6s and 7s. That might be the title of this reading. It wasn't going to be the title, but Harry, 6s and 7s. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords, when it's upright, you are up to no good. You ghost people, you run away, you steal, you sneak off in the night with things that aren't yours. And in the reverse, you are exposed. You are found out. You have to confess. He is aware that however much he tries to defend himself, and his PR people try to defend them as a couple, they are being exposed and they are being revealed as the frauds. Again, in my opinion, that they are. And I'm feeling pretty incensed doing this reading. Probably feeling incensed because in my world, I have people around me, not me, myself, I'm fine. But people around me, in particular men around me, who are in tremendous difficulty at the moment. And through no faults of their own, just the way that our universe has decided to test them and perhaps steer them in other directions. And it's very, very difficult, and it's heartbreaking. It's immensely difficult. Family and friends and loved ones and all kinds of people very close to me. I won't get more specific than that, but very difficult time, hard times and long difficulties. And I'm sure that many of you watching are either in difficulty yourselves because it is that time in the world, or have people very close to you that you care about immensely who are going through enormous difficulty, real difficulty, not Harry kind of difficulty. So that's why I'm incensed today. And that is how this channel is helping people in my life. So let's end that. We don't need to go more into that. But just if you personally are in difficulty, or people around you are in difficulty, I'm sending you lots and lots of love and strength and support and light. I know there's a lot of light around in this group. I see it in the comments. I see radiance in the comments. So thank you to all of you, and universe thanks you as well, just by the way. So get back to the reading. Underlying energy for Has-Been. How is he doing? What's going on behind the scenes that we don't see? The sun, the glory days, wanting the glory days. Oh, he wants it. He wants it so badly. Her as well. wants to be back in the limelight, wants to be adored, wants to be the center of attention. All the stuff that she convinced him he didn't want, allegedly. Let's throw one of those in there just for the hell of it. That she said, oh, you just want to be private and it triggers you and the cameras trigger you and you need to lead a private life and you'll be happy then. He yearns to be back in the limelight, in the spotlight, to be feted and adored wherever he goes. That's what he was used to for all of his life. And he wants it back. Oh my, he wants it back. Big card, that, the Sun. My, does he want it back. So let's see what his focus is. What is he sort of conscious of? Absolutely, Wheel of Fortune. He wants to turn back the tide of criticism and condemnation that he's not used to. He didn't foresee this when he set off and found his freedom with her, that he adored and thought everyone else would adore, and they're all terrible racists if they didn't adore her. Now he wants to try and reset things. He wants his old lucky self back. When he lived a charmed life, has-been did, because he was protected from the consequences of his actions by a team who rallied around him, from the royal protection officers to private secretaries to media people, you name it. Charles, the Queen, everybody, William, rallied around to protect Has-Been from the consequences of his own actions. I'm sure that's not what he's going to say in the book that is coming out. Apparently it's on Penguin Random House's website. Finally, there it is. They're promising it towards the end of the year. But he wants that old luck back, that old charm, that gloss that he had where he could do no wrong. Big cards coming out for him around this feeling of being criticized and exposed and judged and condemned. He wants it back. He wants the blessings and the sunlight and the charm, and everything he touches turns to gold, kind of aura around him. We'll see how it's going to go. How has he been feeling in the build up? How was he feeling in the build up to this Two of Swords? Very difficult, very conflicted. That is the Two of Swords. Indecisive. Which way do I turn? What do I do? Do I go with the wife who won't let me go and have a private meeting with Prince William? As apparently Prince William reached out and said, when you're back in the UK, we're going to be living round the corner from each other. Why don't the two of us get together and try and reconnect? And nope, not unless the wife is there, according to Neil Sean. This is all alleged. So he was very torn, didn't know which way to turn. Should he turn back to brother, father, family, go and see the Queen at Balmoral? She looked incredibly frail. She looked absolutely gorgeous in her dainty little Highland skirt that she was wearing when she met the new Prime Minister, but she looked very frail, tiny. It must cause him anguish if he can open his eyes and see it. Very conflicted, not knowing which way to turn. Should he go back to the family? We saw the Six of Cups came out, underlying energy, or should he stick with the program that she has laid out for him, the wife of celebrity, of foreroiling, where you can actually put a ring of steel around a place and keep the nasty public away from you so that you don't have to hear the boos. But oh boy, they did hear the boos in Manchester and also in Dusseldorf. They heard the boos, very loud boos too. So as much as they try and ignore what is going on, the public is having their say. Vocal minority at the moment, but Two of Swords, very conflicted, indecisive, not knowing what to do. How's it going to go for him just these next few days? How are they going to go for him? How's he going to be feeling? Four of Cups in reverse. This card is coming out often in reverse. Regret about the way things have worked out is the Four of Cups. Upright, nah, not interested, rejecting things that are offered, things that are genuinely offered, like Prince William. I genuinely would like to meet with you. Let's do it. Let's get together. Just us brothers, and try and fix things. Nah. Regret now, because the card is in reverse. Regret over this period that he's back in the UK about the way things have turned out. Wish that things had worked out differently. Wish that he had chosen different things. Wish that he hadn't rejected the hand, the cup of love that was offered to him, and many cups of love have been offered to him. The Queen invited him to Balmoral. Prince Charles invited him to Balmoral and to stay wherever. Prince William has invited him to a meeting. Allegedly, all of these are alleged, and we don't not quite sure who's playing PR games in the media and using the media to send messages. It's pretty much a minefield out there. But regret about this. That is what's going to be haunting him and tormenting him in the coming days, right now. And hence the sour face. The resting face is a sour face. When she nudges him and says, smile, big smile, the big smile happens, but the resting face is a very grim, miserable, surly face. Probably the true face. So how are they getting on this trip? This is, I have tweaked this Celtic cross. If you're learning tarot and think, where did she get that card from or that thought from? I have tweaked this. Two of Wands, they're in a business deal. Two of Wands, it's very much a joint venture, business enterprise, plans that they are sticking to because they need to. They have, it's PR, they have vested interest in putting big smiles on while they are on this faux tour. They have to, because they have deals. They have joint deals with Netflix, Penguin Random House, whoever. They have those huge deals with multi-million pound, dollar, whatever currency they sign them in. They have huge deals that they have to honor because they have to pay the bills. They have to get the pool guy in and the plumber in and whatever else needs to be done. The tennis court guy, perhaps, even at Montecito, apparently asking to play tennis somewhere else. Seems like the wife wanted to learn how to play tennis because, of course, Catherine plays tennis with Roger Federer. And the wife also wants to play tennis. Not something, in my opinion, you can just pick up at 41. But anyway, love to see her try. Oh, my word, if that was on Netflix, oh my goodness, I would resubscribe to Netflix in a heartbeat. But anyway, one can dream. Two of Wands, so that's them. This character in the Two of Wands doesn't exactly look well-groomed and confident about his plans. Quite interestingly, in this Tarot of the Abyss, because we are in a dark tarot, he's got that wild, uncombed hair. Has been, oh, how my hands itch to get an electric shaver on that neck of his and tidy it up. Mars and Virgo, there you go. But anyway, bit of a crumpled Two of Wands character here. His hopes and dreams are riding on the success of this tour. So that's that. How does he feel for royaling and FAUX royaling? It is all pretty see-through. It's pretty pathetic. Is he convinced that the sun is shining and he's going to be changing his fortunes? And Lady Luck will be smiling on him from now on. Or is he cringing inwardly as this goes on, knowing how it used to go? Ace of Pentacles, he is convinced that this is the thing to do. He is a bit of a dimwit. We know that. Even Princess Diana, his mother, who loved him dearly, said he was thick as a plank like her. But I'm just quoting, I'm not saying, you know. But anyway, Ace of Pentacles, this is the big deal for him. This is the brave new start. This is how to make money, how to merch things, how to get noticed. This is the solid path that he thinks he's on. We're, of course, looking at it from his point of view. And he is sold on this idea that this is the way it's got to be. Even though he was doubtful and conflicted in the past, didn't know which way to turn and who to believe and who to trust, Prod has been fooled again. In my opinion, allegedly just speculating, and believes that this is the way to abundance and fame and glory and all the rest of it. His hopes and fears as he's out and about, the hanged man. He fears that he is going to not accomplish anything. The hanged man is very PC, this, not to say man here. Upside down card. And it's literally, the scenario is painted in the reverse. So when you don't get a figure dangling as you often do, but the actual landscape is reversed with this card, the way they've done it in the Tarot of the Abyss. It's a bit confusing. But the hanged man, let's call it like it is. The Hanged Man is a person who is in limbo, who is thwarted and frustrated and can't act. They're disempowered. They are helpless. They're a victim. And he is worried about coming across as a victim. And hence, I would say, the fact that he ignored that hand on his back that is used to getting its own way and shoving him out. He Pavlov's dog, hand on back. Harry skips aside and lets Meghan be front and center. But he is worried. He is anxious about this, about looking pathetic, looking like a loser, looking like he's led by the nose by her. Very worried about it, very anxious about it, and of not actually being able to manifest anything, because the Hanged Man dangles there in limbo and is not able to act. Has to think about things, has to have a big long think. And am I on the right path? And what I am doing, is what I am doing, goodness me, is what I am doing really the right thing? Having a think, and he doesn't want to think about it. He doesn't want to see it. He doesn't want to face it. He doesn't want to be exposed. He doesn't want to be judged. He doesn't want to be ridiculed. He wants to be loved and adored and important again. The Sun is very important. I keep being drawn back to it. It's full of self-importance and ego, the Sun. So, outcome has been of this little adventure back in the UK. And not great. Knight of Cups in reverse. It's going to be upsetting for him. The public has fallen out of love with him. The Knight of Cups, when he's upright, is wooing, is acting from emotion, is charming and enchanting, and he ingratiates himself and plays to people's emotions very successfully. Bit too much, bit sickly, always, the Knight of Cups in reverse, not connecting with people emotionally, being quite cold and withdrawn emotionally. His adoring public that he wants back has withdrawn their cup of love. And he knows it, he's feeling it now. I mean, the booing, the tiny crowds, they're all faked. Allegedly, there was a casting call that went out for seat fillers. Clap now, that kind of thing in Manchester, and that crowd in Germany, it looked like rent a crowd, really did. Pitiful. He knows it in his heart of hearts, even though he doesn't really want to see it. I get that very strongly for this reading. He is struggling. He is trying his best not to see reality. Trying his best, but it's there in the Knight of Cups in reverse. When he goes home, he's going to know that they don't love him anymore, and how he's going to publish his book and they don't love him. They're not going to buy his book. They're not going to go to book signings. If they do go to book signings, they're going to be quite hostile. Maybe they're going to take a copy of Tom Bower along, Revenge, and ask him to sign that. But anyway, I've gone on for long enough. And long hard day in my world. Still standing. Hope you're all still standing too, and that those around you are still standing as well. And lots of love and strength to all of you. Thank you as ever for supporting this channel, and I will see you again hopefully tomorrow.